In the tangled maze of relationships, the narcissist appears like a singular dancer, proud and cunning. They are not merely participants in the dance, but also puppeteers, directors of an intricately choreographed play, where every move is calculated to serve their colossal ego. Like master manipulators, they hold invisible strings, pulling you into a whirlwind of infatuation, only to coldly let go, leaving you in the abyss of silence without a word of explanation. Through their distorted lens, every person is just a commodity, labeled and categorized by the utility they bring. The more you possess that satisfies their insatiable ego, wealth, fame, power, the higher your value and influence over them. Imagine yourself as a stock on the narcissist's exchange of love. When you stop investing, stop chasing to elevate your worth to them, their reaction will correlate with your standing in their portfolio. If you're a VIP stock, your indifference triggers an earthquake, compelling them to deploy every tactic to rescue and reclaim your attention. Yet no matter who you are, in this sophisticated theater of manipulation, two unwritten rules that the narcissist devoutly believes in always prevail. First, they delude themselves into believing you are weak, dependent, and incapable of existing without them. This belief acts as an opiate, lulling them into the illusion of ultimate power and absolute dominance. Second, they crave for you to remain a lovesick fool, madly chasing after them like a moth to a flame. They yearn to be adored, worshipped, and pampered like gods. Your pursuit is the living proof of their irresistible allure, the nourishment feeding their hungry ego while simultaneously plunging you deeper into the quagmire of insecurity and helplessness. But if you are brave enough to break free from these invisible chains and resolutely step out of the game the narcissist meticulously orchestrates, will they accept defeat? Will they willingly watch their prey slip out of the gilded cage they've set? In today's video, let's unveil the mystery and explore the unexpected reactions of a narcissist when their prey dares to rise up and resist. What sophisticated strategies will they employ to regain control? Silent treatment, sweet-talking temptations, or furious outbursts? More importantly, how can Stoic thinking become your steel shield, helping you stand firm against manipulation and stride confidently on the journey to rediscovering yourself? If these insights resonate with you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to join us on the path of self-discovery, emotional mastery, and resilience building. Leave a comment below to share your thoughts and personal experiences, because every story is a precious piece of the puzzle that contributes to the vibrant mosaic of personal growth. Together we will light the lamp of wisdom, illuminating the path to genuine peace, freedom, and happiness. They feel confused and regretful. Beneath the proud facade of the narcissist lies a soul shackled by the chains of fear, fear of abandonment and being forgotten. These fears, like haunting shadows, prevent them from finding peace within themselves. Narcissists seek relationships not for connection, but for control. They crave admiration and praise, as though these are the only remedies for their inner pain. To them, love becomes a power struggle, where they must emerge victorious. Only at the summit of dominance do they feel safe, hiding their deep-seated wounds. However, true happiness does not stem from controlling or manipulating others. It arises from self-acceptance and confronting the ghosts within. Childhood wounds have sown the seeds of insecurity in them, turning them into addicts of their ego. Believing themselves to be the center of the universe, they demand everything revolve around them. Their manipulation and control serve only to evade the pain of rejection and neglect. To avoid confronting these emotions, they stage a love drama, where you are perpetually the pursuer and they are the sought-after prize. Only by being in the position of the winner do they feel secure, able to mask the unhealed scars of their soul. Like spiders weaving webs, narcissists meticulously create the perfect trap, where you, the prey, struggle in despair. They leave without explanation, leaving you with unanswered questions and the faint hope that you'll seek them out, begging them to return. Their eyes fixated on their phone screen, longing for a message or call from you, the one they believed would always be subservient. Yet, what greets them is cold silence. This silence, sharp as a philosopher's blade, tears apart their fake pride, exposing the vulnerability beneath their arrogant shell. Confusion and bewilderment creep into their minds, gnawing at the confidence built on false flattery. Why aren't you begging, pleading? Why have you dared to break the familiar script where they always triumph? Could it be that you've seen through their cheap psychological games? For the first time, they are confronted with a harsh truth. They are no longer the center of the universe or the ace in the love game. A rising sense of insecurity and anxiety wells up, like a wild animal cornered, igniting a fierce survival instinct. Ironically, after all their sweet lies, ruthless deceit and brutal dismissal of your feelings, the narcissist dares to turn around and blame you for no longer being submissive, no longer willingly playing the punching bag for their frustration. Hardened of heart, they revel in a twisted feast of negative emotions. Your pain, despair, and even your anger, all of it fuels their warped, bloodthirsty ego. Like energy vampires, they drain vitality from the shadows, transforming others' suffering into their sustenance. Your silence and indifference, however, become the death scythe that severs their supply, plunging them into utter panic. Like an addict deprived of drugs, they lose control, trapped in their own darkness, besieged by the negative emotions they've long evaded. Although they are the ones who inflicted the hurt, crushed your emotions and destroyed the relationship, they still see themselves as the victim. Like shattered mirrors, they reflect distorted images of themselves, unable to face the truth or acknowledge their faults. The narcissist's worldview is a labyrinth of paradoxes. In their eyes, they are the center of the universe, the nucleus of all existence. They lack the ability or desire to understand others' emotions. They forget that they were the ones who sowed the pain and broke the bond. Now, they don the cloak of justice, assuming the right to judge you. Faced with their paradoxical and ironic reactions, you, with the steadfast spirit of a stoic warrior, refuse to be swept into the chaos of emotions they create. You understand that their behavior stems from deep-seated insecurities and wounds, but you don't let compassion override reason. You realize you are not responsible for healing their wounds, and trying to do so will only bring more suffering upon yourself. You won't fall into their trap of demeaning others to elevate their self-worth, because you understand that your value is not determined by others' judgment, but by your own inner strength and principles. You uphold your personal boundaries, refusing to let the narcissist invade your private space, manipulate your emotions, or exploit your kindness. Watching you walk away, the narcissist is consumed by regret. But don't be fooled. Their regret stems not from genuine love, but from the selfish sigh of someone losing a puppet. They mourn the loss of a devoted servant, an unlimited ATM, a mirror reflecting their distorted ego. Thus, they will deploy every trick, weaving traps with sweet words and dramatic performances to win you back. Only when you decisively close the door to your heart, leaving no room for intrusion, will the narcissist concede defeat. Deep within their dark soul, they rarely truly let go of their prey. Even if they move on to a new supply, they still yearn to hold power over you, to control you as their possession. They want you to remain there, waiting, belonging to them, ready to return at their command. True freedom and radiant happiness, combined with your total indifference to their presence, are what will force the narcissist to accept failure. At that point, you are no longer a puppet, easily manipulated, but an independent, strong individual, shining brightly beyond their reach. And nothing wounds a narcissist more than losing control. They will use every cunning trick, from seductive flattery to ruthless psychological attacks, to pull you back in. So, what are these devious tactics? Let's uncover the secrets in the next part of the video. They try to pull you back. Brace yourself. When you dare to step out of the narcissist's kingdom, a fierce counterattack will follow. They will deploy all their ultimate weapons, sparing no tricks to drag you back into the gilded cage they've meticulously set up. The opening act of this battle is a deluge of sweet love, a potent weapon that once made you dizzy with infatuation. Suddenly, you're drowning in a sea of sugary words and soothing promises. They bombard you with surprise gifts accompanied by enchanting "I love you" messages, passionate nights of romance that feel like heaven. All of it is orchestrated by a master manipulator, lulling the prey into a dream of illusion, making you forget the pain and deceit they caused. But heed the wisdom of Epictetus. Do not be disturbed by appearances, but look through to the essence of things. Those sweet words, extravagant gifts, and caring gestures are nothing but a polished veneer hiding their selfish and manipulative nature. Don't be fooled by these artificial miracles. Stay vigilant, see through their true intentions, and stand firm in your resolve. Amid the storm of mixed emotions, you may find yourself adrift in a maze of unanswered questions. Is this their true self, hidden behind the perfect mask? Could those fiery declarations of love and tender gestures be genuine? Or is it all an elaborately staged act, a love game where you unwittingly play the puppet? You're caught in a whirlwind of doubt and longing, desperate to uncover the truth about who they are and the love they offer. And that's precisely the sophisticated trap the narcissist lays, their most effective weapon to manipulate and control you. When you're intoxicated by their counterfeit love, they can easily maneuver you like a compliant puppet. Like a small boat lost at sea, you're swept away by the turbulent waves they create, directionless and powerless. Remember Marcus Aurelius' teaching, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Don't let chaotic emotions, doubts, and guilt overtake your mind. Focus on what you can control, your reason, your clarity, and your courage. Only by mastering your mind can you escape the love net the narcissist casts, weather the storm, and find genuine peace and happiness. Have you ever wondered why narcissists only seem to appear with care and affection when their perfect facade is threatened? Are those tears signs of late regret, a miracle awakening their frozen heart? The truth, sadly, is entirely different. In the calculated world of a narcissist, love and care are merely pawns in their game of manipulation. They lack the ability to love genuinely or understand others' pain. Every action, no matter how small, is driven by selfish motives to serve their own ends. Like chameleons, they change colors to blend into their environment, only to achieve their goals. When their tempestuous efforts fail against your resilience, when their arrows of hate cannot pierce your shielded heart, the narcissist will swiftly change tactics, donning a new guise, the victim. They'll wield tearful words and fake pain to recount the suffering and hurt you've supposedly caused. They'll appeal to your compassion, making you feel guilty, blaming yourself, and eventually persuading you to return. But don't be deceived. This is just another meticulously crafted performance to manipulate your psychology and force you into submission. With their natural acting talent, narcissists will feign innocence to an unbelievable degree, appearing bewildered and hurt by your silence. What did I do wrong? I don't understand why you're upset. I've always been sincere with you. These familiar phrases will surface again, like an old, overplayed tune that once moved you, but now sounds hollow and meaningless. They won't stop there. They'll skillfully twist the narrative, painting themselves as the innocent victim, reframing their selfish schemes as noble acts of love. They'll evoke memories of beautiful times and happy moments you shared, as though all the pain you endured were mere misunderstandings or trials true love must overcome. But don't fall for this play. As Epictetus once said, it is not events themselves that disturb people, but their judgments about those events. Stay rational and don't let flowery words or sweet memories cloud your vision. Look past the lies and manipulation of the narcissist. Those happy moments and beautiful memories are merely illusions they crafted to mask the pain and deceit they inflicted. Don't let the past bind you. Be courageous and move forward to seek true happiness for yourself. They'll use every tactic to convince you that you're overreacting, making a big deal out of nothing, that you've misunderstood their sincerity. They'll creep into your thoughts, sow seeds of doubt, making you second-guess yourself, even blame yourself. They want you to forget what you've seen and experienced, to continue believing in the perfect image they painstakingly built. Remember Seneca's words, "The less deserving of good fortune people are, the more arrogantly they flaunt it. The more desperate and fake their pity act, the more it reveals their despair and determination to hold on to you at any cost. Stay sharp, see through their deceit, and don't let your compassion be exploited, because once their victim mask succeeds, they'll sink deeper into the mire of lies, embellishing themselves with imagined wounds and injustices. They'll transform into the real victim, blaming you for all the suffering they themselves caused. They'll cry, complain, and accuse you of cruelty, convincing others that they are the pitiable victim. If you're watching this video, chances are you wandered into the labyrinth of toxic relationships, where someone who trampled on your heart cunningly turns themselves into a poor victim. A place where you, the one who endured pain and damage, are accused of betrayal and causing harm. You're not alone. Countless others have faced the cunning schemes and manipulations of narcissists. But it's time to break the silence. Share your story, the painful experiences you've endured, in the comments below. Every story, every share is a vital piece of the puzzle, helping us unveil the tricks of narcissists and recognize the love traps they set. Through sharing and listening, together we'll build a strong shield to protect ourselves and our loved ones from toxic relationships and to seek true happiness for ourselves. They create situations to reconnect with you. Narcissists, with their talent for transformation, akin to master thespians, never leave your life easily. Even when you've resolved to sever all ties, they persist in finding ways to re-enter, crafting seemingly reasonable excuses to reach out to you. Particularly when the two of you share complex connections such as children or overlapping social networks, they gain even more ammunition to step back into your life, gradually encroaching on the personal space you've worked hard to protect. They might send a text in the middle of the night under the pretext of concern for your child. "I'm messaging at 1 a.m. because I'm worried whether our child is sleeping well." Or they may appear with a facade of concerned subtlety. "I bumped into one of your friends and they said you looked worn out." But don't mistake these gestures for signs of change or care. Such concerned words are merely pretexts to re-establish their presence in your life, gradually testing your resolve and pulling you back into their web of control. Narcissists don't just rely on messages or words. They orchestrate elaborate coincidental encounters with precision and cunning. They know where you usually go and when, showing up accidentally to create an illusion of serendipity. Marcus Aurelius once taught, "View things as they are, not as they are painted." These encounters are not random, but are the result of meticulous planning designed to unsettle your mind. What is their aim? They want you to feel insecure, disoriented, and above all, to evoke the emotions they crave, be it anger, pain, or even a faint hope that things might return to how they once were. This is how they maintain control, keeping you oscillating between resistance and dependence. As Epictetus once said, "If you do not control your mind, someone else will." These coincidental games are their way of testing power, searching for cracks in your determination to re-enter your life once more. Don't let these calculated actions deceive you. Seemingly harmless encounters are sophisticated psychological traps designed to pull you back into a toxic cycle. If you allow emotions to take over, they will easily regain control. But as Stoic philosophy reminds us, you cannot prevent the actions of others, but you can choose how you respond. Recognize the nature of this game. Remind yourself that true freedom comes not from needing their demands, but from the ability to say no to what harms you. Seneca once wrote, "No one can harm you if you do not give them the power to do so." By standing firm, you are reclaiming control over your life. Breaking free from the manipulation of a narcissist is not merely about cutting off contact, but also about rebuilding your life, a peaceful life, no longer controlled by psychological games. Marcus Aurelius said, "Direct your mind to what you can control and ignore what you cannot." Focus on self-care. Find joy in small, meaningful things, and cherish the freedom you are gradually reclaiming. Remember, you deserve a life free from manipulation, a space where you are free to be yourself. Their attempts to re-enter are only shadows of the past, powerless to bring you down if you maintain calm within your mind. Stay steadfast, for you are moving closer to true freedom and happiness. They provoke you. Narcissists, with their insatiable thirst for admiration and validation, constantly seek praise to feed their inflated egos. Therefore, after leaving you, they won't hesitate to flaunt their new trophy, a fresher, more appealing supply, right before your eyes. Their goal isn't just to ignite jealousy or inflict pain, but to make you feel replaced, defeated in the game they orchestrated. Yet Stoic philosophy reminds us it is not events that disturb you, but your interpretation of them. Their purpose isn't only to demean you, they're also trying to convince themselves that they remain desirable and in control. These actions are not signs of strength, but clear evidence of dependency. They still need someone else to fill the void within themselves. Suddenly, their social media becomes a stage lit with dazzling lights. They begin performing a play of happiness with their new co-star in the spotlight. Every radiant photo, every sweet status is meticulously curated. Lavish vacations, expensive gifts, and fiery declarations of love all serve as a proud proclamation directed at you. See, I'm thriving, even better without you. But as Marcus Aurelius once wrote, look at things as they are, not as they appear through the filters of others. Behind those glamorous images lies emptiness, a deep-seated fear masked by fleeting illusions. They are not truly happy, they are merely attempting to convince themselves and others of their happiness. When they quickly become engaged or married to someone new, it may feel like a fatal blow to your self-esteem. They want you to see yourself as a discarded, outdated object. But remember, true happiness doesn't need to be showcased. It doesn't require validation through an impeccable performance. Epictetus taught, keep your mind steady amidst things beyond your control. No matter how grand their actions appear, they cannot harm you unless you allow them to. Remind yourself that your worth isn't determined by how others perceive you, but by how you build and value yourself. To truly grasp the essence of what's happening, take a step back and observe everything objectively, as if you were a spectator outside the stage. You will see that behind the shimmering images and flowery words lies an empty soul, a person trying to fill their internal void with temporary illusions. Seneca once said, "A happy life is one that aligns with its true nature." They are not living authentically. They are not in harmony with themselves. They are running away from their inner pain by creating stories and plays even they cannot fully believe. Don't let yourself be drawn into their game. Remember, jealousy or sorrow will not serve you. They are merely the reactions of a mind not yet calm. Instead, Focus on your own journey. Build a new life where you don't need anyone's validation to feel complete. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Focus on what you can control, your actions, thoughts, and inner peace." What narcissists do does not define you. Their actions are simply a testament to their insecurities and dependency. Hold steadfast to your self-respect and confidence. Your happiness doesn't need anyone's approval. Live freely, strongly, and authentically. That is the most fitting response to any drama they create. They threaten to harm themselves. When direct threats no longer work, narcissists shift to more insidious tactics, the most dangerous of which is threatening self-harm. This is not just a highly manipulative psychological ploy, but also a way to exploit your compassion and sense of responsibility. Their goal is clear: to make you believe you are the only one who can save them, that you are responsible for their suffering, which they claim to be unbearable. They plead, exhibit desperation, and declare that you are the sole reason their life has meaning. But, as Epictetus taught, no one can harm you unless you allow them into your mind. Their vulnerable words, no matter how sincere they may seem, are merely a tactic to pull you back into their control. Narcissists never admit that the real problem lies within themselves. Instead, they do everything possible to blame you, making you believe that every tragedy in their life is your fault if you leave. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "We are not responsible for the thoughts and emotions of others. We are only responsible for our own actions and minds. Remember, you cannot control their lives, nor are you obligated to." In addition to threatening self-harm, they skillfully craft an image of themselves as a tragic victim, abandoned by you. They might lament that they sacrificed everything for love, but received only your coldness in return. These fabricated stories are not only designed to manipulate you, but also to garner sympathy from others, painting you as the villain in their narrative. As Seneca once said, "We must not let the weaknesses of others dictate how we live our lives." They know that your sensitivity and compassion are your vulnerabilities, and they exploit these to pull you back into their cycle of control. But remember, compassion does not mean accepting manipulation. The greatest danger lies in the emotional whirlwind they create, which might lead you to take responsibility for what they are going through. You might question yourself, wondering if you truly are the cause of their pain. But as Marcus Aurelius taught, it is not the events that disturb us, but the way we interpret them. They are merely exploiting your guilt to extend their control over you. A narcissist does not suffer because of you. They suffer because they cannot satisfy their enormous ego. The pain they attribute to you is simply a tool to maintain power. Remember, you are not responsible for their emotions, as they are the ones who create the chaos in their lives. The guidance from Stoic philosophy is clear. Be aware of your limits, and do not let the emotions of others control you. You have the right to protect your peace, freedom, and happiness from manipulative behavior. Remind yourself that you are not the cause of their unhappiness, nor do you have the responsibility to save them. When they threaten, remain calm. When they plead, remember that empathy does not equate to surrendering control. Strongly establish your boundaries, focus on building your own life, and refuse to let anyone shake your resolve. Epictetus once said, "True freedom is when you are no longer affected by what is beyond your control." The narcissist's attempts to manipulate you are not evidence of your weakness, but proof of the power you hold, the power they fear losing. Walk your own path with steadfastness and inner freedom. You are not a victim. You are the master of your life. Their psychological games, no matter how sophisticated, cannot harm you if you choose to keep your mind and heart firm. Believe that true freedom and happiness lie in living the life you deserve. They slander you. A central part of their smear campaign is the recruitment of flying monkeys, individuals manipulated into becoming allies in their crusade against you. These people, often those who are easily swayed by the narcissist's fabricated, tear-jerking stories, help spread lies and may even directly pressure you. As Seneca once said, those who readily believe gossip are those without the wisdom to seek the truth. These flying monkeys, whether intentionally or unknowingly, become tools in the narcissist's hands to bolster their power and reinforce their image as the victim. They not only disseminate false narratives, but also make you the target of criticism and judgment from those around you. The narcissist will convince these individuals that you are the villain, the root of all troubles, the one responsible for their suffering. But as Epictetus reminded us, it is not the words of others that harm us, but the way we interpret those words. They may twist the truth, but the truth always remains. Don't let their lies obscure your true value. Narcissists shift all blame onto you to protect their distorted ego and their endless craving for admiration and validation. By distorting the narrative, they construct a dramatic tragedy of your betrayal. In their version of events, they are the pitiable victim, while you are the villain who destroyed their life. But remember, as Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Others may say whatever they please. It does not define us. Only our actions and thoughts define us." They may craft stories to manipulate others, but they cannot change the truth of who you are. During moments of attack, always remember, no one has the right to judge you because no one truly understands your entire story. Your worth lies in your true essence, not in the lies others spread. Seneca reminds us, only what lies within your control is worth your concern. Ignore what is not and focus on what truly matters. If those around you easily believe the narcissist's stories without seeking the truth, it's worth re-evaluating your relationship with them. People who are quick to turn against you based on lies are not true friends. Focus on building relationships with those who understand and appreciate you for who you truly are. Finally, always remind yourself, others may take away your reputation, but no one can take away your peace of mind unless you allow them to. Stay steadfast in truth, live according to your values, and let time prove everything. Lies will eventually fade, but your truth and dignity will endure forever. They attack you. When narcissists lose emotional control, they often escalate their dangerous behaviors to threaten or manipulate you. This happens when they realize they have lost control, or when you stop giving them the attention and submission they crave. Their actions can become extreme, ranging from threats of self-harm or harm to others, destroying personal property, to physical and emotional abuse. For instance, they might declare, "I'll make you pay," or "I won't let things end this easily." These threats are not only intended to instill fear, but also to coerce you back into their control. They want you to live in constant anxiety, always fearing consequences, and ultimately yield to their pressure. Epictetus once taught, "No one can make you afraid unless you allow them into your mind." Do not let their threats shake your tranquility and determination. In the face of these escalating behaviors, the most important thing is to remain rational and plan for your safety. Stoic philosophy teaches tranquility lies in controlling what you can and letting go of what you cannot. In this situation, your safety is your top priority. First, ensure you are not alone in vulnerable situations. If possible, seek support from family, friends, or trusted individuals. Treat them as a safety net, helping you minimize risks. Marcus Aurelius once emphasized, "Draw strength from the community, for unity is a powerful force that helps overcome challenges." Additionally, take proactive safety measures, such as installing surveillance cameras at home. This not only protects your property but also serves as a way to gather evidence if they act threateningly or dangerously. At the same time, preserve all threatening messages, emails, and calls as evidence. These records can become powerful legal tools if you need to report to authorities. If the situation becomes severe, consider seeking a protective order from the court, especially if local laws allow it. Such an order not only prevents them from approaching you, but also provides peace of mind. This step is not a sign of weakness, but rather a mark of wisdom and courage. Seneca once taught, "Wisdom is the ability to recognize when to act, and such action does not harm your dignity." Seeking a protective order not only ensures your safety, but also creates a clear boundary, affirming that you will not succumb to threats. At the same time, it serves as a strong declaration that you are no longer a victim in their manipulative game. Protecting yourself from a narcissist's threats is not just about dealing with external dangers, but also about strengthening your inner resolve. Seek support from mental health professionals or support groups where you can share your experiences and receive necessary guidance. Epictetus once reminded us, "True strength comes from knowing how to stand up, but also not hesitating to seek help when needed." View each step in this journey as an opportunity to cultivate determination and tranquility. Every action you take to safeguard yourself is a step closer to freedom. Not only freedom from the manipulator, but also freedom from fear and helplessness. The narcissist's escalation is a reminder that in every situation, true freedom can only be achieved when you maintain control of your mind. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Keep your soul intact, and no one can invade it." No matter how they try to threaten or manipulate you, always remember that you are in control of your life. By proactively protecting yourself, whether through safety measures or seeking legal and emotional support, you are asserting your value and reclaiming control over your life. Move forward with courage and tranquility, for true freedom and happiness await you on the other side. The journey to escape the toxic cycle of a narcissist's manipulation is never easy. It demands courage, determination, and an unyielding spirit. But believe this, you absolutely can do it. Remember, you deserve genuine love, a healthy relationship where you are respected and cherished. Never forget that you hold the key to your happiness. Don't let anyone, including a narcissist, take away your right to be happy. Be brave enough to step out of the shadows, overcome the pain, and seek the light that is uniquely yours. On this journey, let Stoic philosophy illuminate your path. Cultivate a steadfast mind and a resilient heart, so you won't be swayed by temptations, sweet words, or manipulative tactics. Focus on what you can control: your reason, clarity, courage, and the values you uphold. And finally, remember you are not alone. There are always friends and loved ones who care for and support you. Share your story, listen to others' experiences, and together build a strong community where we can heal, grow, and move forward in our pursuit of true happiness. Thank you for accompanying us in this video. Stay tuned to our channel for more engaging and insightful content on psychology and Stoic philosophy. Don't forget to leave a comment below to share your thoughts and experiences. We truly value your contributions.